The pictures you're looking at were taken of our family at a family wedding in San Antonio in September 2010. We had no way of knowing at that time that our lives were going to change. John and our younger son Christopher left for a father-son hiking trip. On their way down the Mount LeConte Trail, John had a freak fall and suffered a spinal cord injury. After a grueling 7-hour transport down the mountains, John was airlifted to the nearest trauma center. Surgery was performed the next day, and the surgeon's initial report was that John had a chance for a recovery, but that he had no way of knowing whether John would regain use of his arms, his legs, or even his lungs. Throughout John's 2 weeks in the ICU, he suffered many setbacks. It was very difficult to remain upbeat, and of course there were insurance issues and finances and just the logistics of not being at your home for 5.5 months. And our church family was so important to us. They let us know that we were never alone. You always know that God is with you, but you have to hear it sometimes from people around you. That's what our church family did for us. They never left us.
Today, several years after my injury, it is still extremely difficult for me to get to church in the morning. Sometimes you don't realize how important things are to you until you no longer have them readily available. And I can say that with respect to church, that's certainly true. Before my injury, I oftentimes skipped church just because I was too lazy to go. And now it takes me 3 or 4 hours to get to church, and I try to do it whenever I can because it's become that important to our family. Our family has been very fortunate to be on the receiving end of the compassion and assistance of our church family and friends, and we appreciate that very much. But I think what I've realized from my accident and what I miss most is that I'm no longer the person who is able to give help. Being able to help other people is not an obligation, it's an opportunity, and it's one that when it's taken away from you, you miss very much. Because sooner or later, that opportunity is taken from all of us.
I think that we all have responsibilities as Christians to look around us and see who is someone who's in need. The person sitting next to you in the pew, you have no idea what they've gone through today to get to church. You have no idea what's going on with them this week in their lives. We have a responsibility to them as Christians to help them get through the rough parts in their life. We all have them. It's just a matter of when.
God has also set up the church as the mechanism by which we can help each other and carry out the directive which He has given us. And I think that's why the church has become so important to our family.
I doubt that many of you will ever know what your support and Christian love has meant to our family. It was all that kept us going some days. And never underestimate those small things that you're doing for people in need, how much it's appreciated. And today we're here to thank you for that.